first and only presidential debate of 2024. My name is Baldina Baltimore, and I am the moderator of today's debate. Before we get to introduce the candidates, let me introduce the rules first. We will be tackling 7 key issues that have been brought to my attention by our analytics team. The candidates will get 2 minutes to clear their stance on each topic. After the fact, I will ask questions that the candidates haven't heard yet. They get 2 minutes to respond to my question or questions, and an additional minute for a rebuttal against their opponent. During the debate, the mics will be muted for the opponent as long as the other one is speaking. While the debate is taking place, we have a fact-check team in our studio that will edit the text below if certain claims are factually untrue. I was advised by our studio that for the sake of inclusivity, I will now advise 2 groups on how to access the debate easier. For our deaf audience, the questions that I will be asking have been uploaded online in advance, and you can download them and read through the transcript yourself. For the blind, I was advised to tell you to go to your monitor or TV screen and touch the buttons at the side. If you do that, you can increase the audio of your monitor and listen more easily to the debate. And without further ado, let's welcome the candidates of today's debate. On the left-hand side, we have the Democratic nominee, Connor O'Shea.
Well, thank you very much. Thank you so much.
And let's introduce on the right-hand side the current president, incumbent to the office, and Republican nominee for president again, President Pence.
Wow, I can't believe the great admiration that you all showed me. I will not disappoint you. I will not disappoint you today.
Additionally, we were supposed to have the independent third-party candidate Robert F. Kennedy Jr. here. Unfortunately, it appears like his taxi cab has taken the wrong road, and it will take a bit more time until he will arrive. So in the meanwhile, I will lay out his rules, and he will be informed as soon as he arrives during the debate. As he is considered a minor candidate, he will get to interrupt our mainline candidates a few times during the course of the debate. He will get to do that later, as soon as he arrives, and is up to do it whenever he feels like it. With all of this out of the way, how about we'll start with a 3-minute introduction, starting with you, President Pence.
Well, it is truly great. Thank you, Martha, for organizing this event, and it's very pleasant that I get to stand here on this podium and get to bring my thoughts across to all of you, the wonderful people of America, of this great nation that I'm president of. So, for all of you who aren't aware, and I know that aren't many because I'm literally your president, like you know me, I want to tell you a bit about my life. As many people can attribute to and think of, I had a tough life. I had it very tough. When I grew up, I had a father who loved me very much, and a mother too. And they really liked me, and they really took care of me. And I had to go to school. Many of you know I went to Belliard High in Montana. It was one of the toughest times of my life. There, I always had to do homework, and it took a lot of time. Right, it took a lot of time, like hours sometimes. It was very tough. And in my senior year, I fell in love with a wonderful lady. Some of you might know her. It's Jenny Benz. Jenny Benz. She's the love of my life, and I've met her. It's now like 60 years ago, and you may as well know her now as your first lady. I'm still together with her. It's 2 years and still going, right? It's 2 years. I have 5 lovely children, and I love them all so much. When I went to the university, I aced the university entrance exam, and I did it so good that I was able to skip the first year totally. I was able to skip the first year completely. As some of you may be able to relate, my parents were able, because they are quite fortunate, to pay off my student loan debt. I didn't really had to take any at first, and then they paid it off. So yeah, I can pay them off, unlike many of you, which is really bad. My political career followed after that. After I got rejected from Harvard. And that's the moment when I thought, well, if they don't want me, then I'm just gonna make them want me. And now that I'm president, everyone wants me. They all want me. Harvard wants me, Iran wants me, and all the senators, they want me. All of them want me, and it's truly amazing.
Mr. O'Shite, now it's your turn to make your case and to introduce yourself to the voters.
Just listen to that idiot brabble. Have you heard him? Have you heard this guy talk about how his life story was so tough and so on? The people of this nation are sick and tired of your high-class bullshit. They just don't fucking care about this anymore, right? No one can listen to this guy brabble. Have you heard this fucking guy? He's such a fucking idiot. Like, come on. I couldn't like...
Mr. O'Shite, your campaign, as well as the campaign of President Pence, have agreed that you are not gonna insult your opponent on the debate stage.
Oh, you wanna interrupt me, bitch? You wanna do that? Think about it again. Think about it again. I'm speaking, yeah, my power is unstoppable. And you think you can just you think you can just interrupt me like that? You are a bitch, and listen to me. What was this proof? You proved my point. Our freedom is under attack, and you can't say what you want. You can say what you want.
That's it, Mr. O'Shite. I muted your mic, and you cannot be heard of from now on. I muted your mic, and you cannot tell us anything more. If you not want to behave from this point onwards, then the debate is effectively over.
Listen, you want to behave, buddy? Like, come on. You're being cringe. You're being kind of cringe.
Well. I muted you. What the hell have you done?
I bought my own mic. I bought my own microphone. And what does he get it? Why does he get to speak during my time? Like, this is rigged. This is a rigged outcome. They think they can just say whatever they want whenever it's my turn. And the people of this country had it. This country lives on the fundamental freedom. The fundamental freedom that we get to speak our mind whenever we feel like it. My story is that of yours. And I will yield the rest of my time.
Thank you, Mr. O'Shide, for your remarks. Now, with that out of the way, let's get to the first issue on the list. We'll talk about domestic issues. Many voters feel that under the misguided policies of the Gray presidency and the consecutive Pence administration, the stability and strength of our nation has fallen, and not only slightly, but significantly, so that even other nations have noticed. Mr. O'Shide, go on and make your case.
With pleasure. Obviously, I will make my case. And it is quite clear that this fucked up president is to blame for basically all of the problems that we have seen to befall us under the last couple of months and years. My plan is successive and will successfully re-incline our nation and put it into a higher spot than it is right now. I have already started dialogues with the Prime Minister of Canada, and we will redraw the US-Canada border. It is not nice. It is not a nice border. It's a straight fucked up line. It's a disgusting line, actually. Very bad. Very, very fucking bad last line. And it is obvious that Pence has no fucking idea what he's doing. Right? For example, what happened exactly with the Gaza pipeline? What happened with it? Why did it randomly explode? It doesn't happen like that. I think it was him. And it's quite obvious, right? And let's get all these tensions out of the way that we have with our state's borders, right? My plan will reunion the Dakotas. It will reunion the Carolinas. It will reunion the Virginias, and we will reunion our families in the way.
President Pence, how will you incentivize voters to vote for you in order to fix the domestic issues in our country?
Well, first up, God be with you, Lauren. It's really amazing, and you're really talented to be able to handle such a man-child. And I'll be the first one to admit it. I have inherited a complete and total disaster with the Gray presidency. I was the vice president under President Gray, and I knew that not all of his policies would be successful, but I had false hope in him, as most of us had. Luckily, that guy crippled away, and we can now look into a far more successful and admirable administration that I have right now under my watch. And you already re-elected me once, you will re-elect me again. I am hereby inclined to inform you, and many of the voters, I've seen that they rarely go there, so I think this might be helpful, that I laid out my highly detailed plan on how to fix the domestic problems in our country on my website at https which also is a colon, right? A colon slash and another slash www.pressbenz+.us. I repeat, https at www.press.
President Pence, I may have to interrupt you here. Please do not share any illegal websites while the debate is happening. I have to interrupt you here because there is a significant question that I have about your stance on certain issues. On the campaign trail, you have made numerous racial remarks. You called a Filipino the gayest Asian you've ever seen. You referred to a Jamaican as your drippy hippie, And you said once that racism is to you a tool as a hoe is to a farmer. Do you think that this sort of language is inappropriate, and why would you make use of it?
Well, I can answer that quite clearly and quite sophisticatedly, actually. You see, we need to get more racism back into the country and into our day-to-day life. You might think that sounds crazy. But the success of my administration to get rid of day-to-day life racism has had a unforeseeable and horrible consequence. The racism is hidden now. It is still there, like a moth at night, and we need to make a change in this. I want to make it a domestic issue again. We need more racism in our country. We need people to show themselves for who they truly are. And I wanna talk about one thing that James here accused me of, and I think it was a very, very dangerous accusation. It's quite noticeable that he has no experience in his way of words. He doesn't know how to get a point across or how what to say under stressful circumstances like this one. And he criticizes my investment that I make into other countries. He has multiple times said that I would do charity and that the money that we send to other countries is actually just a investment and helpful. What he doesn't get is that is part of my strategy. It's called having a brain. What we're doing is we're buying other countries slowly but surely and completely draining them of their independence. I don't get why he would just say that. It is honestly a retarded take, and I don't.
Well, I have to respond here. Okay, I have to quickly respond here. He obviously is calling me out. You'll get your chance to respond. I want to know your stance on the climate.
Oh, shut the fuck up about your fucking climate and your fucking bullshit. You know what? Climate change and the whole fucking climate ordeal is a fucking stupid issue. Anyone who thinks it has an issue just buy better clothes. Honestly, it is so fucking dumb. I don't get it. Listen, if you take the heat of the summer and the cold of the winter and you average it out throughout the years, right? I have done it a few times. It is completely normal to do it. And if you do it, you see that the average, it didn't change a bit. It gets warmer, it gets colder, but when it gets warmer, it also gets colder. So the world is fine. Look at this stupid, dumb, Benz motherfucker here. Look at him. He's such a fucking stupid guy. I can't believe it. Like, listen, he wants to showcase his smartness, but he reveals his plan. No country now will fucking fall for your fucking trick. No country will get our money because this fucking guy, he doesn't get it. What is his plan? What does he want to do? Wants to destroy a country? Why would he do that? He got us so into trouble and in such a mess. I just have to refer it. Right? The Gaza pipeline, that's just the beginning. If you walk down the rabbit hole, oh Leute, it's a dangerous rabbit hole. You wouldn't believe it. He bombed the Berlin Wall. He bombed the Moskauer Bad building. He bombed
Mr.
the fucking Oslo.
I beg of you to not mention these sorts of circumstances. These are right-wing conspiracy theories.
Oh, please, bitch. Please. You know you're on your period or what? Come on, let me finish my search. Let me finish my fucking point. You know the difference? You know the difference between a right-wing conspiracy and the fucking truth? You know the fucking difference? It's about 2 weeks. Well, if I may interrupt you quickly, you have to see this, folks, right? Norman here is totally unfit for the office. Like, he wants to accuse me of serious crimes. Listen, if I would want to do these crimes, I'd have to fucking remember the codes. I can't remember the fucking codes. I have completely forgot the nuclear codes. I don't know them anymore. I have multiple times already forgot the codes, right? The guy, the ministry, the Secretary of Defense has given me like 5 new codes at this point, and I have them in my pants, right? I have them in my pants. Wait, do I have them? Wait a minute. Oh fuck. Fuck, I don't have them with me anymore. Fuck! I forgot to take them out before the fucking cleaning. Shit.
Gentlemen, now it's time to talk about the economy. President Benz, what do you intend to do in order to fix the broken economy?
The economy, right? Yeah, the economy. That's like the echo and Nami, right? What was that again?
It's about money.
Oh yes, of course. As many of you know, our country is severely in debt, and we have a problem in fixing our debt. It has become quite a serious issue, and no one can tell you how to fix it. But I have a plan. There are 2 reasons why no one can pay our debt. And the first reason is that the people of this nation are not inclined to pay their taxes anymore. They don't pay their taxes, and I don't know why they do it. I increased the amount of tax, welfare tax, middle income tax. I increased all the taxes to 50% flat. And if they all were to pay their taxes, then we would be able to fix our debt in a fortnight. But unfortunately, people have stopped paying their taxes. So I have actually, as a new policy, proposed a tax on pocket money, right? On the pocket money that parents give to their children. We need to get these youngsters to understand the importance and significance of our tax system immediately, because people seem to forget that they have to pay taxes. And the second reason is that there's a few countries who just stop repaying us. So what I have here is a list with the countries that the top 3 countries that have the highest debt and they don't repay us, and I will now officially declare war against these countries to get rid of our debt. So the first country is 019417765, and the second country is confirmation key.
Time's up, Mr. Shelby. Mr. Rothschild, it's your turn.
And
Why so feisty all of a sudden? Like, come on, what's going on? Baldina, you turned on or something? Like, come on.
Maybe.
You just
What's going
couldn't
on
withstand
here?
my wrist. You gotta resist this place. I can't blame you. I mean, if I look in the mirror, I think of myself, damn, what a handsome young man. Oh, geez, Balipa. Come on, Baldina. Well, but we'll have a talk after this improper debate. But I think what was being showcased here is that Benz, he doesn't get it. He just doesn't get it. He's not fit to serve. We have so much money. Like, come on, we have so much money. I once saw this video. It was actually an inspiration for me to run for this fucking task. You all know real life law? Yeah, I think you do. And I saw this video, this real life law video. He visualized how much money we have as a country, and I was amazed at the amount of money we have in our country, like $1 trillion. You know how much money that is? We could just build a wall using the money. We could make every state a border state. With the money we have, we could move our nation. It's incredible, and I think that's like fucking amazing. So obviously, it takes some pocket money. That's fucking cruel. Like, come on, we have enough money. Uh, he has just no ability to confirm and to convince people uh, that they need to pay their taxes, and also they cannot pay their taxes. The taxes are too damn high. God damn it! This fucker has no fucking idea what he's doing. People cannot afford housing. They have no housing. They have no place to sleep. The government needs to make the houses. That is my proposition. They need to make the houses and housing as a right. Everyone should have a house, and that would make it so much easier to fix the voting system in our country, right? No one should be able to vote if they don't have a house. That shouldn't happen. They should vote from their house. The government should come to them. The ballot box needs to be on wheels. On wheels. If I may intervene, Samantha, I need to briefly intervene because your questions suck. He criticizes big government, right? This guy criticizes big government. Well, where does the money come from? Where does the money come from? Now the government is supposed to fucking give you housing and to give you the right to have your house. Like, what's going on? He's a hypocrite. He has no plans on his own. If it would be about me, I would propose a tax on every transaction possible, right? But we cannot do that. We cannot do that. It wouldn't be wise. You cannot do it from from an efficiency transport. How are you supposed to spy on so many people all the time to know that every transaction that is happening in this country? It's not possible. And I've remembered something. I now remember the countries that I wanted to point towards, and we will repair them. I, as the president, the acting president of the United States, I will officially declare war against the nations of Germany, against the nation of Japan, and against the nation of South Korea, effective immediately, in order to reduce our debt. We are now officially
What
at
the
war again.
hell?
Do you have any fucking idea how insane you are? You will tank the economy. You will tank the stocks, the 401ks. Everything will go down. Everything will go to hell. You are such a fucking fool. It is not even funny. What do you know about that, rookie? What do you know about that? Like, we are America, the strongest nation in the world. We have the highest military in the world, the biggest military tanks in the world. We have such big rockets. We could blow up the entire nation of Ghana with a single light match. We are second to none. Yep, I just checked. My stocks are going down. Thank goodness I invested in Riskcoin. Everyone should be able to access cryptocurrency, the savior of our financial freedom. It is surprisingly easy once you understand the basic logistics.
Will you
of it.
shut up, you con artist? Actually, let's remain at the topic of schooling and how we're gonna school our children.
That's not the right topic.
Shut it!
As I was saying, and this topic is very, very personal for me, okay? As you can see, as an example from me, schooling is very important because education is such an important topic. It's such an important topic. Everybody needs it. And I have set it as a goal for myself that any kid in this nation should be able to get awesome education, okay? We have to teach independence again. We have to make people and our children, make them think independent again. It is such an important topic, right? You need to know what you need to know what you think. You need to know how to think, where to think. Like a study showed, okay? That's something I read it yesterday for the first time, and it's incredible. A study has showed that 59%, I mean 95, sorry, sometimes I get these numbers mixed up, the 65% of students in our country don't know how to fish, how to catch a fish, how to go fishing. They need to know it. It's such an important thing. You wouldn't believe it, right? Fishing, as the old saying goes. You know the saying? As the old saying goes, if you teach a man with a fishing rod, right, and you do it once, you teach him how to fish, and you fish once, you never fish again. It's I think that was right. Anyway.
Thank you, Mr. O'Shide. President Benz, how would you convince voters about your stance on education?
We have, in this country, we have to get back to great education. We just have to do it. It's such an important task. You wouldn't believe it. Personally, I have already mentioned that school was a large part of my life. It was a very hard part, probably the hardest next to being the president of this great nation. So it's very personal for me. We have to increase the interaction between teachers and students in our classes, and we have to bring students closer to the system of taxation. They need to know how to file their taxes. We need more people to pay their taxes so that we can pay off our debt, which has skyrocketed under the previous administration, the Great Presidency. What an awful guy that was. And you see, there's another topic that I want to discuss, another topic that has bothered me a lot. And I have read a few comments online about my recommendation to increase a certain funding, and you cannot read it. The grammar is all off. You cannot read it. It's horrific, actually. So I say that we get rid of foreign languages in our schools, that English is the only language being taught, so that we can focus on getting the important skills into our school system and into the brains of our young little children.
Mr. O'Shide, many voters have questioned your legitimacy as a candidate, considering that you are a high school dropout and haven't had any job in your life before. How do you plan to convince the voter about your ability to be able to be the president of this nation?
Well, I don't have to convince them. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much. So, what I was saying, and I have to get back to that because it's an important topic, and it's that our school system is broken. Our school system has a fundamental broken record. We have to lay out these modern principles. I have to lay out countless times on the campaign trail. It's so fucking important, and many people don't get it. And I get it, and I'm gonna push this forward when I become president. These modern principles, right? We have to make important classes like math mandatory again. We cannot just sit there and watch students not do their homework. We can't do that. They have to make their fucking homework. They have to know their calculus. They have to know their arithmetic basis. You have to know this stuff. Karen, if I may intervene.
No.
So, what I was saying, we have this in common, okay? We have this in common, this fundamental acknowledgement that our school system has fundamental problems. And I think that I have identified one of the problems during my time in school and now on campaign trail, and that is with the teachers. The teachers aren't really convinced of what they're teaching and preaching to the students, and the students notice that. Okay, children are smart. I have five of those young little guys, and these little toddlers, they know what's up. They can read you like a book. They can do it. So we have to obviously use the clear, easy, and clever solution that I have proposed before. Can't push it right now. Can't push it through because I don't have the house. But if you re-elect me and give me the house, I can do this. Then we make teachers government employed, and then they will be motivated because I am their boss. And if they're not gonna be motivated enough, then I'm just gonna get rid of them, and I'll push through a few new guys, and it's gonna be an amazing ordeal. So I hope that I can count on your vote so that we can get this through.
The actual winner.
We'll be right back after a quick commercial break.
What's going on, guys? I'm currently recording my journey through the cave where we're gonna get the secret ingredients for my delicious Feastable chocolate bar. Check out my new improved Mr. Beast Feastables milk chocolate bar, and you have the chance to win a golden ticket and be one of the 10 people behind. Call now, $5 billion.
I don't know where the hell I am, but even these people look at
Delaware, what do you think about that deal? I want some Kindle.
Are you wondering sometimes what you're doing with your life? Instead of this chaos, you could watch an actual commercial that is trying to sell your product. If you have a product that you want on the PN News to be spread to millions of people, get in contact with us now, and we might just insert your advert here. America, you need a leader. A leader who knows what he's doing. A leader with proven track record. A leader that has made our cities as clean as ever. Has brought record unemployment to this nation. And has dealt with the worst president in our lifetime. That President Gray has passed away. The next president of the United States. We don't have time for a newcomer. Vote for President Benz to reorganize our nation. I'm President Benz, and I approve this message.
Presidential debate of 2024.
No, what the hell was that? What the fuck was that? Did you just seriously cut do an advertisement from this old motherfucker?
In this segment, we will take some questions from the audience that the candidates get 2 minutes to answer. Our first question comes from Ross.
Hi, my name is Ross, and I have a question to you, Mr. O'Shite. I'd like to know if you could sign my petition. It's called the Stop Killing Games Initiative.
Oh, certainly, with pleasure, actually. I love initiatives and movements of this sort, right? Power from the people to the people, right? And we can move this sort of thing. I think it is very important for our nation's health that people get their petitions ready, get their signs ready, get their movements ready, and
show those guys the codes and it ties up there who's actually the boss here, who's the one with the power. So we need to remind them of that. So let's talk about gamer rights for a second, right? Because you said that with Stop Killing Games. I think it's very important for the gamers to rise up once and for all. And I, as a gamer myself, think that it is finally time for our first gamer president, okay? We had some previous presidents who claimed to be gamers, like President Gray. Remember the lame President Gray? He could have been called President Gay for all I know. He was very bad, a very bad guy. And he claimed to be a gamer. That's fake. He was so fake. He was such a fake guy. And we're not gonna have it anymore. We're not gonna have it. So anyway, how do I sign up? Oh, it's actually quite easy. You just have to live in Europe, and you have to. What the fuck? You didn't say that you're a fucking Eurofag. Piss off, will ya? Piss off. Get away from here. Get it out of here, please.
Hey y'all, name's Aiden, and I'm from Tennessee, and I'd love to hear from the press. What you gonna do with our guns?
Whoa, Sarah, you're definitely a 10 from Tennessee that I see. Awooga. Yeah, guns. How did you talk about guns? And blasting. I love blasting, splashing with my guns, right? Started as a kid with a water gun, and I used to shoot squirts at my parents. It was a nice thing. But I won't come away, I can promise you that. But, guns are a very important thing for our culture, and we, under no circumstance, should feel that it's a liability or that we have the right to take away your essential license to freedom. But there are some black apes out there, right? Some black apes that don't really know what the freedom is actually supposed to be used for. And maybe we should block it for them. I don't really know. It's quite a difficult task, but yeah, the right is sacred and untouchable. It is sacred and untouchable. No one should be able to touch your guns.
Man, you're an old piece of shit. I won't be voting for ya anyway. Hawk twa!
That's okay, sweetie. That's okay.
Now I ain't taking no time until you pull my husband's ass out of prison. He ain't done nothing wrong. Just brought some weed and you're acting like he robbed a Walmart or something.
If you vote for me, miss, I will pardon your husband on day one. What was his name? What was his name? Greg? I think it's Greg. I think I heard that case before, actually. So on day one of my administration, I'll promise you that your husband will be pardoned, that he'll get out of prison as quickly as possible. We gotta get that cultural enrichment out of street again. We need it badly.
Oh Lord, thank you so much, honey.
No problem, babe. Hold up! What are you implying? What are you implying, you snatch, you wicked old snatch? Sure you do. They're always sorry afterwards. Tell that God when you see him. Service, Secret Service, take the shot. Now that you've killed off your last questionnaire, how about you respond to my question? Why is it that you try to pass a vaccine mandate before any proper testing on a larger scale that actually proves that actually takes in case of the possible side effects of such a vaccine and the possible genetic alteration of the genomes? Your administration has failed our people and has failed our people's safety and security countless, and I can under no circumstances support a candidate that thinks that they can poison our entire folk. My guess is that Big Pharma has bought you and is in your pockets and given you big, big money, and you don't care about it. Please, Mr. President, answer my plea now. Listen here, you nutjob. Listen here. Your questions have caused tremendous turmoil and havoc throughout our nation. You are a domestic issue of our country, and I no longer have it. I wanted to have this dialogue with you for so long. Your conspiracy theories and your fucking claims that I was bought by Big Pharma have fueled the mistrust in the public against my administration, and I'm not having it anymore. I'm in no pocket, okay? I am strong-minded and weakly built, okay? I don't have time to talk to nerds and biological freaks all of the sudden. So how about you piss off?
Let's remain at the topic of
Could we
healthcare.
please not? That would be very kind. Let's talk about the broken healthcare system and advances in valid responses to
I'd
the...
like to give Mr. O'Shea the first word.
But can we actually have another topic right now? I'm not ready for this topic right now.
Why?
I have to download the question for healthcare right now, stupid.
What? You are not supposed to download the question.
I'm pretty much deaf and blind, so it's within the rules. You laid them out at the beginning, right, didn't you?
And have you ever thought why that might be? That you're blind and that you have a visible hearing deficit? Have you ever wondered why that wasn't part of the general society 50 years ago? Well, I can answer that question. What sort of stuff did they push inside of your young, vulnerable body when you were just a little kid? When you were just a little infant? Do you know that it wasn't that we grew up in a society once where only 3% of all people had diabetes?
That's enough, Mr. Kennedy. We don't want to be taken off the air now, do we? Mr. O'Shea, could you open up about your past and tell us something about you that people didn't know?
I don't actually want to, if you're being brutally honest. I wouldn't really like it, as you really rudely stated in the previous unpleasant comment, and I think it was a very nasty comment, really nasty, and I don't get why you would say it. I don't get why you in fact didn't mention. I in fact didn't have the luxury to partake in any job in my previous life, for my entire life actually. Thanks to, and not less thanks to President Gray and the current administration under President Pence, right? But I don't just want to play the blame game. I don't just want to play the blame game. I'm a bit more focused than that. And I did try myself at stand-up comedy once.
Please don't. No, go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Kennedy. Okay. What is the difference between President Pence and former President Gray? Well, for starters, one is an egotistical, unhinged megalomaniac who turned our country into a ruin and is the worst president in our country's history. And the other one is dead. Thank you so much.
That was a good one. That was a very good one. I also have a joke. God, please stop. What do you do with a dead bear cub? You hide him in Central Park, New York City, and make it seem like a bicycle accident. Just like 2040.
Okay, now that was fucking funny.
I know, right? It's one of the best things I've ever did in my life, honestly. Yeah.
President Pence, what can you share about your life?
Well, Becca, I shouldn't be standing here on the stage currently, because I literally am not supposed to be able to stand and walk. When I was very young, I caught polio, and it was a devastating attack to my personal well-being. There was a fear unbeknownst to me that I caught when I noticed that my sense of balancing was leaving my body, and that I felt sick to my core. I begged, I cried, I spent a few of my days completely in bed bound, and my parents had to take great care of me. They were crying for my well-being. But that was just before the infection reached a critical stage, a critical point, that a new promising vaccine came to the market.
Here we go again.
I was blessed that in the decisive last days God was by my side.
Listen here, buddy. Big Pharma is not
Will
gone.
you shut up? Will you shut your fucking mouth? You failed candidate. I'm getting devastated opening up about my past, and you have the audacity to interrupt me and question the legitimacy of my fucking trauma.
Whatever, dude.
Oh, okay. I didn't know you were chill like that.
We all here at PN News are very sorry to hear that, Mr. President.
It's really not that bad.
Cry, baby.
Mr. O'Shite, is there anything that you still want to address before we move on to the next topic?
Actually, there is one point that I need to make, and it's a very important one. It's very personal to me. As many of you are aware, I am single currently, but I don't want to be. Okay, I don't want to be the first president that does not have a first lady. I can't do that. So I know it's hard to see the camera. Okay, it's hard to see the camera. It's quite small and quite far back. But I put this ring with me. And Lisa, if you're listening, it's me, Connor, from senior year. You remember? You remember? I hope you see this, because I want to use this occasion. I need to use this occasion to tell you that I still love you so much, and I'm sorry for not finding you again. I'm so sorry, and I would love for you to be our first lady. You'll be the most beautiful first lady in the history of our nation. So please, during my reign, could you please
Oh my god,
marry
what
me?
I gotta fly. How did it get in here?
Mr. O'Shite, that is so sweet of you. What you thinking, Pike?
Baldina? Don't call me that. I'd love to end the segment by telling a bit about my experience. Right, as many of you are aware, many of you know me as your president. But what many people don't know is the experiences that brought me to this position. Right after school, I spent 5 years in a local retail shop in my hometown, and after they hired me, it took these 5 years for me to become a manager at that local retail store. I did fantastic work, a lot of work, and it's incredible that these people actually appreciated my work and got me hired up. 4 years later, I became mayor of my hometown, and I knew what was best for the people. I talked to all of them. It's quite a small town, and in the local retail shop, I learned a lot of their faces and a lot of their fates. Afterwards, I spent 1 term as a state senator, because word spread about my well-caring behavior and character. And afterwards, I became a 5-term-long representative in the House of Representatives. There I learned a lot of new faces, and I learned what it meant to actually care about the country. Afterwards, I became a senator for a single term, because I thought that as a senator I could even have a larger impact on our nation's destination in the future. Then I went back to my hometown in Missouri. There I became a state representative and afterwards the governor of Missouri. Then, as some of you are aware, as was already displayed in this campaign, I ran for president, but I failed. I wasn't worth it. But I did get a cabinet position as the president at that time. Thought it looked quite promising. I was the Secretary of Agriculture and afterwards the Energy Secretary. Then, afterwards, I tried myself in a higher executive position, and I thought that as governor of Texas, I could get a bit more experience about what it means to actually run an economy. Then, afterwards, I tried to run for president again. That time I didn't make it as well, but the president, the eventual candidate, then future President Gray, picked me as his vice president, and well, then the rest of the story is quite well known.
I want to give you a quick reminder that this guy is so beloved that he pulls dead last between us three, and that he stole the Republican nomination from me. I am supposed to be standing on the stage.
Mr. Kennedy, I would like to talk about healthcare now.
Yikes! Miss, you wouldn't believe how much I cared about my own health. You think a healthy individual can do that?
Well, if you don't mind, I'd love to talk about our healthcare system because my opponent has no platform. Oh, I don't know how to fix it. I have proposed so many ideas, you would believe it. If you had any idea on how to do it, he would have shown it like years ago. It's so easy to fix. If you figured it out, you're gonna present it, because this is the key to make yourself beloved with the voters. And I have figured it out. I once, for example, had a large bump on my side, like a very, very weird fucking bump. It was, you touch it and it was hard, and it didn't look healthy at all. It became blue and stuff. And I thought, it's a disgusting thing. And what I want people to know when it comes to health is that there are hard and there are expensive. There are hard and expensive ways to do something, and there are easy and cheap ways, right? And you just have. It's very easy to find them. It's very easy to find the ways. You just have to look online. You just have to look online and search and you find. Anyway, let's talk about bump. What did I do with the bump? Easy way was to just cut it off. I just took a knife, butter knife, and I just cut it off. And it was easy, like a weird potato mash came out of my bump. It was very, very
You
weird.
need to fight God, mate.
So the message to the folks at home is that that many times household items can do the trick. You just need to find them, and doctors hate that trick.
President Benz, are the accusations of your opponent true?
No, of course not, Amanda. Of course not.
Good. Then on to Mr. Kennedy.
Excuse me? Excuse me? I've just about had it with your judgmental and biased portrayal of my character and campaign. I have exchanged numerous times with my campaign manager and advisors, and they all have told me that I shouldn't portray these ideas as they would be too cruel and too extreme. But you know what? I am the president, damn it! I tell you what I think. You guys elected me for this position, so I'm here, and I'm gonna tell you how we fix our broken healthcare system. The reason I cannot focus on any reasonable policy is solely based on the pure ugliness of my fucking opponent. Take a look at him. He's an eyesore. It hurts to look at him. It hurts me so much physically to look at him. Look at you. You are disgusting. They should take a shower for once. They should clean themselves up. They should fix their fucking looks. And you know what? You know what? They should be locked up. They should be taken out of the public view. They need to get out of here. And that's what I'm gonna do. That's exactly my plan. We will consider ugly people a public indecency, and we'll lock 'em up. We'll lock 'em up all, and you won't believe it how efficient it will be. Finally, after all these years, you're finally gonna give us some reasonable policies on healthcare. You think I'm done? You think I'm done with him, huh? You think I'm done? In my next term, and I'll promise you that, I will ban the reason why our country is falling apart, why our society is drifting into different directions, why families cannot look themselves in the eyes at their family reunion tables. And that is one particular reason. In my next term, I will federally outlaw bad jokes and awful jokes, and I will punish wannabe comedians from ever speaking up again. You are literally infringing on my First Right Amendments here, buddy. Listen, buddy. Your First Amendment rights, they don't apply after death. Are you, like, threatening me, sir? Fuck you. Fuck you so much. You really are the most insane one on the stage, and I have a freaking worm in my brain.
Alright, guys. I would love to move to the issue of abortion. Wait a minute. What did you say?
Oh, it's no biggie. I just had a worm in my brain. It's gone now, I think. I'm not really sure, but it wasn't there. It was like a diagnostics thing. It's gone now.
President Pence, since you are so open about your reckless positions, how about you make your stance on abortion clear to the public?
Can't you bitches shut up about your fucking abortion fetish for once? Listen, buddy, I think you're being too reckless right now. My vision for America is a beautiful vision of many young children and many pregnant bellies all over our beautiful Mount Rushmore landscape, okay? I'll see women, countless women, with an impregnation fetish. What an unbelievable sight to behold of. You cannot believe it. So many future children for our great America. We need a new generation, the biggest generation of them all. Let's call it the greatest generation. And it'll grow up under my administration. As a father of 6 young children, I can tell you, and I love them all so much, there's nothing more wonderful than that one moment, that passionate, intimate, loving moment between you and your wife and me coming inside my wife's womb and filling her up to the brink, filling her belly up so much with my precious sperm that even listen to that fucking guy. What the fuck is wrong with him?
President, I have to mute you or else we'll get demonetized. Mr. O'Shide, what is your position when it comes to abortion?
Okay, I have to say it. I have to say that loud, and I have to say that now. I support abortion. Ew, dude. Ew. I am probably, and I haven't made a poll yet. I haven't scientifically researched it yet. But I am probably the strongest non-female abortion advocate in this nation. I support it so much, like it's unbelievable. I've never met anyone who says that he likes abortion so much as I do. It's incredible. Abortion in the third trimester, I allow it. Abortion, the second trimester, I allow it. Well, even in the first trimester, I allow it. And here's the deal. Here's the deal, right? That's not it. We're not even close to being done. I'll tell you what. If you abort right now, you'll get a second one for free. Just like that. With no additional costs attached. And I'm gonna pass into law, and it's gonna be amazing. I'm gonna go so far, okay? I'm gonna go so far. I'll support abortion even after death, okay? Signore,
Kennedy, you'll get the last word.
I think that every abortion is a unfortunate, tragic necessity.
We'll be right back after a quick commercial break.
Wolfgang Amadeus needs your help. On his venture through Vienna, he has encountered countless right-wing mobs, and he needs your help to get rid of them. If you are interested in the adventures of Wolfgang Amadeus, buy now the new season of Liberal Amadeus. Especially included is the latest album of Wolfgang Amadeus, with special hits as Wheat Every Day.
We need more wheat in our streets.
Governments and political societies and presidents are
Hello people, this is Right is Right, and I want to quickly comment on the presidential debate which is taking place right now. Our favorite candidate, Conor O'Shea, has just outcalled President Pence live on stage. He bombed the Berlin Wall, he bombed the Moskauer Bad building.
Kopas en nueve horologe Alcides smartwatch-jet. Det unglaubliche Horloge ist in Sommergelanden verboten. Je moet nu toislaan voor het te laat is. Dit is nu niet kans om je leven ten goede te veranderen. Koop vandaag nog de smartwatch bij smart.com.
Welcome back to the presidential debate of 2024. We will now talk about the candidate's foreign policy. Mr. O'Shea, you get to have the first word.
Nothing, actually nothing, demonstrates the benefits of a harmonic world. Quite like the culinary enrichment that one can find, for example, in NYC when they move from restaurant to restaurant. As your president, I will promise you to visit and meet with all foreign world leaders and to taste their culture. I will make a taste of the culture. I will get that delicious enrichment, and I will try it, and I will taste it. I will get the taste of the world, and in return, I'm gonna give them our taste of freedom. And I don't want to brag, but I am actually a very, very good cook. My skills of cooking are immeasurable. My wife envies me for my ability to cook so well. I am such a good cooker, you wouldn't believe it. So, yeah, I think you can actually trust me on this topic. You are making me quite hungry, actually. So you can trust me to repair the turnout bridges that Pence destroyed during his reign and his tyrannical fit that he threw during his reign. And we should all put that in the past and make this world a better place. Those were terroristic groups, my guy. Terrorist groups. You don't want and you cannot negotiate with a terrorist. We are America, the beacon of freedom for the free world, and the beacon of freedom does not negotiate with terrorists. But I'm sure that they'd love to taste your delicious cooking. I am certain of it. They love to make people taste their fears, and they're gonna cut off your limbs, and they're gonna make you taste them. They're fucking cannibals. They're inhuman. They're subhuman. They're disgusting, wild creatures.
Well, if you wanted to, you could have just...
No! I'm speaking, okay? I'm speaking, okay, buddy? No, I mean it. I mean it. Shut it. Shut it. Everybody of you, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. If you think you are able to negotiate a peace treaty with those sand people and their weird fucking beliefs and values, well, you're on your own, buddy. Those sand people have nothing to do the entire day except rub themselves off in the fucking sand, and their tight-eyed brothers over next to them in the east, do you think that they're gonna listen? They're gonna they've trouble seeing, my buddy. You think they're gonna listen to a guy that's almost as blind as the fucking average African? Don't get me started on the guys to our south. Those fucking niblips, they can do nothing. They can't even mow my lawn properly anymore. The prior generations, they did all the cheap work. Now even they're entitled. We don't have any workforce left. Nobody wants to work, people. We cannot import working force anymore because every country has gotten so oversaturated with entitled brats, and it's fucking me over, people. I am sick and tired of listening to their nonsensical languages, to their fucking rules. It doesn't make any sense how they speak. I mean, listen to them. If I had to speak their fucking languages, we're talking about Spanish, we're talking about French, disgusting languages. You know, they constantly, it sounds like they're constantly on the verge of throwing up. It's this disgusting language. It's a torture of their own body to speak that way. They sound like they want to hang themselves with every sentence they say. Just like me! Shut the hell up! Shut the fuck up! And we have got to do something about those Dutch hackers and those Dutch technological entrepreneurs who think that they can now rule the digital space, cyberspace. We cannot let that happen. They want to interfere in our elections, just like they did last time, but it wasn't enough, and this time they're gonna do more. If I'm not elected, I'll tell you, that wasn't because he's my opponent's beloved, that's because the Dutch have interfered in our election. They wanna destroy the beacon of hope, and I cannot let that happen. I think, if you were to ask me, I think that we should bomb that piece of shit country called the Netherlands off the face of the earth.
Are you done, Mr. President? 'Cause I'd have one final question for Mr. O'Shide.
You know what? I think I'm done. I think I have nothing to add anymore.
Mr. O'Shide, how will you increase America's popularity throughout the world, since it has gone down in flames over the last few administrations?
Oh, that's an easy question, but thanks for asking, Baldina. So, how would we increase America's popularity? As I've already laid out, of course, we're gonna exchange a bit of tastes, right? But it's not just tastes. And as I have expressed multiple times, it's about the freedom to choose and bringing the freedom to the world around, right? And a certain part of freedom, and this has to be interpreted in that way. It's a very important interpretation. Freedom doesn't mean that freedom that we interpret as freedom, right? Freedom is also the lack of getting annoyed by others, right? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna leave a lot more countries on their own. We're gonna retreat as America. We're gonna let them be themselves, because that is in fact what freedom means. So my plan is quite simple, but I promise you that it will be quite effective. We will not waste our time in countries that we have no business in being in. They will be on their own, and they like it.
I am certain of it. And I think that that is the best strategy that we can go and aim for. Besides, there's one other point that I want to mention, and that is that a lot of these countries, as our president said, sand folks and people from the desert, they're just not smart enough for democracy, and I don't blame them. They have countries the size of 50 million plus people, and they don't even have schools, right? In a democracy, you need to count every single vote, every single one, and that's a lot of votes. I can't count that. I was in school and I can't count 50 million. How are they supposed to do it? Like, they're not smart enough for democracy, so how about we just leave them for their kings and queens and get out of there as soon as we can?
Monsieur Kennedy, what are your foreign policy experiences?
I'm sorry, darling. Could you repeat that question? I didn't quite get it.
And with that, we have arrived at the final segment of this awesome debate between Connor O'Shea, Pike Bence, and the late arrival RFK Jr. In this final segment, each candidate gets to have a 2-minute final statement and a pitch which they can use to make their last-ditch effort to make their pitch to the American voters. Mr. O'Shea, you may begin.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you, everybody, so much that you actually have listened to this entire conversation. It wasn't obvious, right? Many people have told me that I am a terrible speaker, that I have no business on being on the stage. But when I listen to the other two on the stage, I have to say they're not good either. And in fact, they're worse. They're way worse. So if that is one of the final messages that I want to keep tagged, is that these two guys have no business being in the Oval Office. The one is, which explains why our country is in the state it's currently in. I can fix it. I have laid out my plan. I think I convinced you very much. I have definitely convinced myself over this long debate that my statements and my positions are very reasonable, and I think that you will all agree. We cannot let these guys get a single shot at the presidency again. And I think here's another pitch that I'm gonna make to you all. If you are not happy with your party's current tendencies, and I namely mean the Republican Party with its candidate and kinda second candidate that are both in the race, then you should vote for me, because a vote for me is a protest vote for them, and it will make sure that the party does a course correction. So I think that I nailed this, and thank you very much, everybody. I will be now heading out of the studio. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much. I'll just now go. Okay, oh, bye, everybody. Bye.
Mr. O'Shea, you're not supposed to leave yet.
No, it's my turn, okay? Now it's my turn. And I want to make this pitch very clear and keep it very short. The people have seen what no leadership looks like under the current administration. As I stated multiple times, this guy is not fit to serve. He's not fit to serve at all. He has policies that I wouldn't even consider part of the Republican Party, but somehow they picked in. I think it was rigged, and I think I've made that case clear. I am fit to serve. I care about the votes, and I'm fit and healthy. I will make this nation into the best state it has been in over the last 50 years. So please, vote for me if you want a nation that will heal. America is a wonderful nation. America is a great nation, where even people, despite their limits in their body and their voice, can and always will succeed, not because of the content of their skin or the content of their body, but because of the content of the character, which a wise philosopher said, which name I've forgotten, so I'm sorry about that. But we don't care about the vice philosophers. We care about the message, and the message has also been lost. People don't look at the message anymore. People don't look at the meaning anymore. They take words at the face value, and that is very sad and has deeply affected the state of our nation. With that, I yield out, and I give the rest of my time to the unlikable president, who hopefully can deliver a good final blow. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you so much, and vote for me.
President Pence, you have the final word.
America screwed.